Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Club Pro Chatter, Season 6, Episode 7, Fall version, new venue for G Snow. Scotty, I'm in the bunker, which is my office here. Hard to say everything, but you didn't like the fly swatter hanging up on the top up there. I don't need it right now. See that, everybody? What are you laughing about?
That red fly swatter matches perfectly with your red vest that we're going to see at the golf show.
I do like to wear that red vest at the golf show a lot. My Bobby Knight look, my Bob Miller look. You know how much I enjoy that and have a good time with that. But Scotty, we got a lot to go through on the show. Tournament season is basically over. The Dairy Queen stops are done for most of us. Well, some of us, others of us, we like to keep it going all year. But I think we want to touch on something that's pretty big in your world that you're pretty excited about, and that was your Ryder Cup prediction.
Oh yeah,
we did this before on the last show. I took some show notes. Me and Kaylee, we went with our hearts. We thought that the U.S. team was going to win. I never really thought they were going to win, but I hope they were going to win. I can't pick against them. But you said that you thought it was going to be blowout. But I have down in my notes here that you had Europe winning by 2.5 points.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that a blowout?
Well, yeah, my prediction wasn't as bold as my statements, I guess you would say. But Tone also picked Europe. He said it was going to be a little bit closer. I don't know, Greg. It's never good when you wake up Friday morning at 6 a.m. and look to see how the U.S. did in the morning wave, and we're down 4-0. That's never a good feeling.
Yeah, but the U.S. women did that, and they ended up losing. So
that's true.
I kind of went with, it's okay. It's early. You just kind of sneak back in it. We're better at singles. But I want to bring Kaylee and Tone in here, if you guys could, because I really want to give the nod to Tone on this. And here's why. He picked Hovland would be the MVP, and you picked Fleetwood. I know Fleetwood was pretty good, but he was no victor, baby. Tone nailed that.
Yeah, but if we're talking MVPs, the MVP was for sure Rory.
Why?
Hovland and Rory, I think, both lost one match. But Rory's just like, he is the face of that team.
So you were like, yeah, beat up Joe LaCava. You love that. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that whole thing was blown out of proportion a little bit.
By who? By Rory?
But just by everybody. Come on. Like,
Tone, hold on. Tone, do you want to do a little victory lap and explain why I agree that, or I thought that Hovland was the MVP of that Ryder Cup?
I think he was the strongest player, and that's usually how these things are awarded. They put him out there. He was hard to beat. He's had a good last month or so.
It wasn't very compelling, Tone.
No, it was towing the company line. No, I think, let's be honest, between Rory and Victor, those were by far the two best players in the entire Ryder Cup. Can we agree on that, Greg?
Jon Rahm was pretty tough.
Yeah, but though the record doesn't speak that way. I think Rory and Hovland got the most points. But between those three, and then you throw Fleetwood in there, well, it's not like that group of four is going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, that's a good point. Now, that's a good point about the dominance there. But can we make fun of Kaylee a little bit for picking Ricky Fowler as the MVP?
Like you said, I was picking with my heart.
Hey,
we all know.
Or do we want to make fun of me for picking Jordan and Justin, the combo?
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Phone?
That one wasn't as good as the past. I think Justin was carrying Jordan more than probably people expected.
Which is usually my other pick.
Jordan is usually your other pick. That's right. We could have been embarrassing with me.
Yeah.
That Smothers Brothers with the driver, Scotty. You know when that sneaks up, bad things happen.
Oh, the awesome thing, I actually should have pulled this up. They had like the strokes gained per player from the Ryder Cup. And I think Jordan Spieth was like dead last. It was not good.
All right, I want to ask the two of you a question. I know Kaylee probably doesn't care about this, but is course setup too big of an advantage now in the Ryder Cup? Tone, let's start with you. You're the course setup master. Is it too big of an advantage right now? I think of Hazeltine and what we did. I think of Marco Simeon and what they did, and I just sit there and I go, is it worth 6 points? It might be. Todd, give me your thoughts.
I mean, I think it's definitely an advantage. I think it's nice to have, you know, if you're the host, you get to set it up as it is. I think ultimately though, it comes down to these players, they're all, you know, world-class players. They know what they can do and they can go head to head. I just think more what contributes to it is having the fans behind you and kind of, do you have that fuel to take the cut back or not? But it definitely is an advantage, but I don't know if it's 6 points.
Scotty?
It's a big advantage. I mean, it's tough to say, you know, when it's in the US, we're both going to agree on the setup. And when it's in Europe, like there always is going to be a little bit of a bias towards one versus the other. I don't know how you find an objective person for the course setup, but it is certainly a massive advantage. And hats off to the Europeans. Like they did the research and figured out like, here's how we need to set this up for us. And I'm looking at the strokes gained, and the 4 biggest strokes gained players are from Europe. It goes Hovland, Rahm, Fleetwood, McIlroy. And then the 2 best, actually the 3 only Americans that gained strokes based on their play were Cantlay, Max Homa, and then Sam Burns. The worst player based on strokes gained was Wyndham Clark and then Jordan Spieth.
Oh, Wyndham was down there, huh?
Well, think about Wyndham Clark on 18. He's out there in the middle of the fairway multiple days, has a chance to hit the green in 2 and blasts it 40 yards right. Like those are some of the shots that I remember from him. Cantlay bailing him out on 18 that one day. But yeah, back to the course setup. It's getting a little out of hand. Like, you know what it's going to be in 2 years at Bethpage. It's going to be 0 rough, monster fairways, and it's going to be a birdie fest, right?
Well, if I'm you, and again, all the bunkering will not be what it was at the US Open, right? I mean, there'll be different situations. There'll be stuff will be mowed down. It'll be, yeah, I don't know. I like that when it comes here, of course. Hate it when we go there. But every time they brought it up on TV, I kept thinking, man, analytics won this thing. But that's not, I agree with Tone a little bit. It's not totally true. Hovland was great. Rahm was great.
They played better.
They did. It was upsetting. That day, which one was it, you guys, where they halved? I think all 3 matches where we could have won on the 18th hole, and they either won or tied it. And it's
that was
I think it's second day.
No, that was afternoon day 1.
Oh,
okay. Where was it possible to come back, and then they
won 18 3 straight holes.
That's when Rahm hit the chinner.
Yeah.
The back of the cup popped up, hit him in the chin, goes back in the cup because he popped it up so high. and he's sheepish smiling. That's when I was like, it's over. It's over. Did you guys watch Sunday? Tone?
I didn't watch much of it. I was watching it on the just the scores. We were setting up for golf champions, or we were at golf champions. I don't remember. So
We watched a little bit.
You were at golf champions.
I was not watching. I was at golf champions. Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, some of you better players get to play in that stuff. Speaking of, let's move off the Ryder Cup. We had a lot happening for you two up there on the right corner of my screen in the last 3 weeks, but I'm going to give you a quick update from the scramble. Got back to Litchfield where we'd kind of convened with our cars, and 20 minutes down the road, smoked the deer.
oh,
You did?
Yeah, Monday night. So jumped out under the wheel, smashed up radiator, all of it, limped the car home, sitting in my driveway. We're in a mess right now with one vehicle. So that was the end of my tournament season. Good year, Greg. Good year.
Did you make anything in the scramble to help pay for that?
No, we finished one back. We took a bogey on hole number 16. We had a little chippy chip from in front of the green, and we had 2 flubbers and one little half scully nipper. Missed the 6-footer, and that kind of ended it. But we were one out of the money, and we definitely our anchor, my assistant Pat Otteson, made 5 really nice putts to keep us in it. So it was a fun day though, Scotty. These two. It was a little chillier, but man, it was fun. And the thing I love about that event, I said to my assistant, I go, I don't even know half of these people here. And he goes, well, it seems like you know everybody. And I'm like, yeah, but not all these guys. I don't even know who some of them are. So I think that's kind of cool. You get to meet some new people.
I wish, to be honest, I wish these people would play in more events. Like it's great. I would say that the scramble and then Luther 1 is probably where you get the most variety of individuals.
Yep.
The team events have always been solid. Obviously, we get good variety in the season-long 4-ball, which we can jump into with some of those season-long events. But yeah, how was the old Indian Hills playing?
It's awesome. So
it was really good.
How good a shape was that in?
It was really good. The greens were smooth and nice, and it was a really good setup. So it was a fun course for the day.
Well, don't pat yourself on the back with a really good setup.
I didn't do the setup that day.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
no.
Okay. Who did it? Did John?
No, the course did the setup.
You let them just do it.
Well, I was a competitor. I was a competitor, and I couldn't set it up myself.
Well, we don't mind that, Tone, if you do. We're good with it. But I thought the flag, the pins were fair. There's a couple toughies, but there was a lot of like, you should get a birdie there, and we didn't on some of them. I'm sure, Tone, you probably had a similar story. Did you guys finish at 8?
We finished at 9. We finished just in the end of the money, but we were 6 under through 9, and we missed a short putt on our 8th hole. And then the putters just got cold. And in addition to the actual weather, the back 9, it was not, we missed so many putts, but it was still fun to be out there and have a chance for something. So.
What was LPM get you, Tone? How much are we? $38?
33.
$33.
You know, that would have paid for half of the front right light. My car is going to be totaled. It's fine. Kaylee, take us through what happened and give us some winners here in the last few weeks.
Yeah, so we've been rolling. We finished golf champs, and Andrew Israelson won that out at Fox Hollow.
Who we wanted to have on the show today, but we couldn't because why?
He's going to Q school.
And he should, right, Scotty?
Yeah, Andrew's been playing solid all year.
Yeah, so
he's young. Why not?
Exactly. So it was fun to see him when he won over the 2 days at Fox Hollow, and it was a really nice golf champs. It was so hot, which is weird for golf champs. It was super hot and really nice weather. So thanks for Fox Hollow for hosting.
Thaddeus Blowberger. Had a little chat with him at the scramble too. He did a good job for y'all. And the soup, things were good, Tone.
Yeah, no, we like I said, I hadn't seen the course till a couple months ago, and course is really good to work with everybody, and very good shape, and it was a fun 2 days. Glad we had good weather. As Kaylee said, it's probably the hottest golf champs we've had.
Scotty, how'd you do? I didn't even look. I just saw
I shot even the first day, 4 under the second day, bogeyed my last, thanks to Tone and his whole location on 18. No, but not that I'm bitter. Yeah, I had 5, bogey free and bogey my last. Not that I'm bitter or anything, but no, I thought I'd never played Fox before this year. It's a fun golf course. It was very wet. They had a ton of rain, but they got it playable. I felt like, you know, we had to play lift, clean, and place both days because of how much rain they had got leading up to it. But I felt like it was a non-issue. Scores were low because it was soft, and yeah, day one we played in the afternoon, so the greens got a little choppy from just the amount of play. But day 2, the greens were perfect. It was a great setup, and yeah, I really like the golf course. If you haven't played, it's a fun golf course to play. And I do want to say one thing. Hats off to a great ambassador for the section, Mike Bard, shooting his age the first day, and he almost could have shot his age day 2. He shot 69 and then shot 70 day 2. He almost could have shot it back-to-back days.
Nice little shout out there, Scotty.
Yeah, no, well, Bargie's a great. I mean, when you shoot your age, Greg, you're not gonna be shooting your age anytime soon.
Hey, it's coming. Okay. It's coming.
Wait, I think maybe you shot your age on the front 9 somewhere this year.
Kaylee, what else we got? We got to move on from that one.
Yeah. So,
how about all the match play winners? How about those?
Yeah, I can roll through these. Match play winner was Don Barry. Congratulations, DB.
And that's the regular match play, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
And I saw some videos, and his swing looked like that man was hurting.
No, it's not hurting. It's deliberate. He's putting everything into it. He doesn't care if he falls over. He's going to swing as hard as possible.
Wow. I was like, that's got to be his back again. It was not, huh, Scotty?
No, I played with him first round of the golf champions, and that's how he swung on every driver swing. And, you know, Don's never had an issue with accuracy, and even swinging that way, I think he hits it as straight as ever. And he's hitting it probably 15 yards further than last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry to interrupt, Kaylee. Keep going.
No, that's okay. So Savannah Smith won the women's match play. Congratulations to her. Trey Fessler won the assistants. Eric Hockner just won the seniors.
Hey, Eric. I'm coming.
Greg's coming.
I'm coming.
Is that a repeat?
Battling you? Huh?
Is that a repeat for Savannah? She won it last year, right?
She's won all 3 years.
Whoa, dynasty, Greg.
That's Laker. No, that's Chicago Bulls-esque for Savannah.
It is. 3-peat.
All right. Well, Scotty, how'd you? Wasn't that your title?
It was my title. I lost to Jeff Sorensen at the Fox shortly after we had our podcast. Thanks for bringing it up. I'll admit this is a year that I'd like to forget on the tournament side. It was not my
under or 4 under.
Yeah, it's
can't play defense.
Yeah, it's just I'll be honest, I'm sad that I mean, we got Valley Days tomorrow and then it's done. Lights out.
Except for we have an announcement to make, Tone and Kaylee. Scotty,
Here
you
it
want to
comes.
announce it or want me to?
It ain't my event.
No, it is your event.
Yeah.
Scotty actually started this event up in Minnewaska. We are carrying it on at Eagle Creek. It is going to be called the Blizzard Best Ball 2-person, and it is sponsored by Club Pro Chatter. You guys didn't know that, but Scotty and I, now it's gone into his course up at Waska, and we're taking over at Eagle Creek. It'll be on October 28th, 11 o'clock. That's a Saturday, 11 o'clock. Most of you will be closed, most of your golf courses. So if you want to come play and you got a partner, anybody, pros, non-pros, old, young, you name it, call me.
Tone should come.
70 Tone should come. 72 players is all we're allowing out on this golf course for that, because we want a good pace of play, and because of the weather. We're gonna have a chili feed afterwards, and Scott's gonna do all the talking because this is his event, the Club Pro Chatter Blizzard Best Ball. Scotty, when did you start that back up at your place? How many years ago was that?
Probably 6. We did it for 2 or 3 years at Minnewaska.
That's right.
And the one thing about this event that's a little different, and Greg and I wanted to add a little drama, is we draw 1 par 3, 1 par 4, 1 par 5, and you have to use both balls on those holes. So it's a best ball for 15 holes, and it's a both balls count on 3 holes, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Gets a little interesting on the old best, or the both balls.
Yeah, let me tell you a little quick story about this tournament, Kaylee and Tone. So the first year, me and Rick Marks from Olivia, we go up and we win the thing. Kill it. Love it. Go up year 2. And now what Scotty does is, or what we do with this event, is that we pull it out right before the event started. So this was before Golf Genius. Tone, I actually might need you on how to do this because there's got to be a way in Golf Genius. But anyways, so he would pull it out, and everybody's starting hole was already set. So he pulls out hole number 16. Well, that's the hole that Rick Marks and Greg Snow start on in year 2. We went 6 over on our first hole, defending our title. And we were just talking about the other day because Rick Marks was here for a little Sunday game we had. I go, do you remember that? He goes, it was awful. He goes, I'll never forget it. He goes, I got in the left side. There's a pond. You remember Waskatone on 16. Left of the pond is kind of long stuff, but you find it. And he stayed left the whole hole. I think he took a 9 or a 10, and I took a double. And it was just shot. So this event is kind of fun of that because we knew it. I mean, we had to get through that hole, and we didn't. That was unfortunate. But yes, we're excited to keep this tradition. Hell, it's been 2 years since we, or 3 years, Scotty. That's been
3 years. Yeah.
So if you guys got anything, nothing going on that Saturday, we'd love
Kaylee's
to
in.
love
I
to
think
have
I think I got another scramble that I committed to on that exact day. I got to double check.
double check that calendar. If not, text me.
Alrighty.
All right. So Tone, what's the off season look like here? What do you need? I ask you this every year. What do you need for golf courses? Talk to us.
Well, we sent out a lot of communications, and we're waiting to hear a lot of communications back in regards to hosting, but feeling good with where we're at. I think by the end of October, we'll have a good feel for what we need. Just waiting for these clubs to talk with their committees and hopefully get approvals. So wish I had more to say right now, but obviously stayed open, and a few of those are already booked and released on the schedule, and I'll keep updating that as they keep coming.
I know you got to keep some of those tight to the chest because of negotiations and talk and their boards and all that. But again, I think we've made it very clear that if you need help with this, this is a forum that our section, and we've said it about junior golf. Kaylee, you've kind of helped a lot with this Scott and I have kind of taken this on as we want to push our friends and our teammates out there, the PGA pros, to help you, to help junior golf, and basically to help our section. You got to give up a day. You got to help us with a day. And again, it doesn't even mean that it's total loss of revenue. There's some other revenues that are available, like the food at Forest Hills. by the way, was phenomenal for that pro. What do we call that one?
Facility team.
The facility
Facility
Scotty,
team.
Scotty, this spread, I could have sat there and ate for like 3 weeks. It was so. Did you guys get some?
Yeah, we
Did you
got
get
some.
your
Yeah.
food out there? Sick, so good. But anyways, just stuff like that I think that we could help out with. And Scotty, I know you being Mr. VP, you got to kind of hang on and get after these people for some of this stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think everybody's just got to take their turn. I've preached it for years on junior golf and then tournaments and especially just like, we're kind of restricted, especially with that section championship. We talked a little bit about it on the last episode. Be interested to hear off air how the site visit over in Sioux Falls went, and I'm excited about that. And you know what? I'll be completely honest. I thought the golf champions at Fox Hollow never played Fox Hollow. Like, it's good to get some variety. I think our membership, a lot of them haven't played in Sioux Falls. A lot of them haven't played in Fargo or Grand Forks. Like, there's a lot of courses, great golf courses out there that we haven't had events at. So I like what Tone is trying to do and mix it up and get us away from some of the venues where we kind of old reliable, which, don't get me wrong, those host professionals, the Derek Stendals, the Mark Foleys, the Don Berries that are always willing to help us out and host, we really appreciate that, but we need everybody else to step up too. So.
Great point. All right, Scott, let's transition. Kaylee, did you have anything else for us?
CRMC.
Yeah, so congratulations to the Craigens team in the CRMC. They won Tournament of the Year for the PGA Tour Canada events, which is a huge honor.
Scotty, that's interesting. It's the only event, correct, for PGA Canada in the US?
Yes, I believe so.
And they win the PGA Tour Canada Tournament of the Year.
When they're only 2 years old, too. That's a huge feat.
They finished, they were right in the mix year one, and they really stepped up their game. Hats off, obviously, Jack Worrow, good friend of the podcast, who's the tournament director. Jack just works his tail end off on this, and it's awesome. So, yeah, congrats to them. And I mean, it's pretty impressive that this event wasn't there 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden they were voted the best event on that tour. So
I want to ask all three of you, what do you feel that they do differently that's setting them apart? I mean, I think you guys have all three of you were up there to some degree or another. Is there anything that stood out to you that it was like, oh, that's super cool? I don't mean to put you on the spot here with this, but if there was something, I just think that this is how we highlight our PGA professionals. I mean, that a lot of times people are like, well, what do they do different that you just couldn't get a club manager for? I mean, is there something that stood out? Tone, your green light came on. Oh, somebody.
I'll jump in.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
I think it's just in the details. Like, they go above and beyond in every way, shape, or form. They've got like their pro-ams. I know Jack brought in like a Travis Matthew like tour van. Saturday night they have like a concert. The volunteers, the caddies, all of that. I think just they do everything that every other tournament does, but the difference is it's enhanced and it's elevated across all avenues. Like, it's not just like, oh, by the way, the volunteers are in that tent. No, it's here's what your role is going to be. And they've got so many volunteers. They've got a lot of money behind it. And I think the community really supports it as well. So I think it's just, they're doing a lot of the things that other events are doing. they're just doing it better and making it more of an experience versus, yeah, these guys are good and they're just going to play a tournament for some money. Would you agree, Tone?
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. You know, I'd say like I didn't get to go out there this year. I saw some of it last year. But yeah, I think, you know, Jack and his whole team does a great job, and they put a lot of effort into it. And I think all that shows, and that's why they get obviously is why they got that award and why they get such good feedback from players and others.
Don't they host a fishing outing too?
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
I know. So it's just those things like I think they do a good job of hosting players, you know, matching them up with caddies. I know a bunch of our friends from up there, Greg Caddy during the week. So it's just pretty cool. Like it's just a lot of coordination from their team to get the volunteers and the buy-in, and I mean it's awesome to see. So congrats to them.
Well, good stuff. All right, let's move on to the business of the section. We a lot of times bring this in. We have awards coming up down the road. I think that date was just announced. But more or less, the guy sitting right there with that what do you got on there? What are you doing? Is that a winter coat?
No, it's a fall jacket.
That thing looks like Puffy the Michelin Man right there.
Well, have you ever seen Back to the Future?
Yes, that's what it looks like. Anyways, that guy right there, VP of the section, you got a lot going on. Just tell us your schedule coming up here and what's happening and all the things that you and Phil and maybe even some of the staff have coming up, Scotty.
Yeah, I think I told somebody this. Somebody asked me to help out with something, and I said I'm in 5 states in the next 5 weeks. I was just down in Missouri at Belle Reve for a tailor-made event, which if you ever get the chance, play there. It's phenomenal.
You got to play with another friend of the podcast.
Yeah, Darren Fisher. Darren is going back to the PPC. He was one of the qualifiers from Iowa, so congrats to him. We had never played together. Darren got a little skin, a 2 on a par 4, drove the green, which was fun. But yeah, no, so I was down there. We got a little MEA trip with the fam in Colorado next week. And then it's like nonstop. I've got district meetings, Iowa, Sunday, Monday of this week. So the whole district, you know, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska is getting together. Our officers, some of our staff, and current secretary of the National PGA, Nathan Carnes, is going to join us. So if anybody has any hot ticket questions for Nathan, I'm not afraid to ask. But yeah, so it'll be good couple days just to get the update from National and to see all our district and see what went well for them this year within their section. So that's next week. And then a couple weeks after that is, you know, our fall meeting, which we've got. And I don't know if we've got anyone from National coming in for that. I think Keith Soriano, our regional chief officer, will be here. Obviously, Andrea, our career consultant, Greg Newyear, our district director, will be at Iowa as well. This will be his last fall meeting as our district director. Then transitioning in is Mr. Joel Berger. So Joel's been shadowing the last year, and this will be Greg's last run of district meeting. So Joel will get elected at the annual meeting down in Frisco first week in November. So we've got elections within our section. I think we've got, let's see if I can nail them all. We got Northern Director.
Northern
Director, Metropolitan Director, and 2 at-large positions. So I think the seats, You are not up. I think the seats of Jack Worrow, Chris Nathlich, Andy Gerber, and Jay Meyerhoff are up. I would anticipate 3 out of the 4 or 4 out of the 4 would probably run again. I haven't had conversations with them. I've got it written down to have conversations with all of them. I had conversations with one that I'm close with, and I think he's going to rerun. So,
Okay.
and then
can you zoom in on that calendar behind you? We want to see what you have all written down back there. Let's get to August, or excuse me, October.
There's Halloween, Columbus Day. Don't forget November 16th next week is National Boss Day. I better get Luke Benoit something nice.
Wait a minute. You don't have over there all the things you have to get to? You keep it on your phone. Oh, there it is. Look at this, you guys. Tone, you got one of those? Or do you use your phone?
No, I got a big one on my desk.
Let's see that, Scotty. Hold on. I didn't have my goggles on here.
Hang on. Let me get you one last thing. This is the fun one. This is October for me. And then we go to November and it kind of gets light there. But that's
a little bit.
October for me. So throw in there, we've got awards, which I think nominations have been closed as of yesterday. We will reach out as part of my duties as vice president. I'm the chair of the awards committee. So we will be sending out all the people that have been nominated notes. We're going to do something this year that a lot of times people get nominated, we get nothing back from them. They're still in consideration, which this year we've got a ton of nominees. If we get nothing back from you, sorry, you're not going to be in consideration. We would like a little bit back from each nominee, or else how are we supposed to know what your achievements are? We're not asking for much. We're not asking for a 10-page dissertation. We're asking for a 1-page, why you think you should be considered for this award. So those all come in. We have a couple of weeks given for that. And then the awards committee, which Mr. Snow has been, has agreed to be on, meets, and we discuss, select the awards, and the awards dinner is December 10th, 4th, 6th, 4th.
I think it's the 4th, right, Kaylee?
Yeah. So far.
December 4th at Oak Ridge. I need to get the final approval from President Anderson, which I don't think he will have any issues with. But I think we are going to go to a co-hosting monologue model of Greg Snow and myself. So we're going to have a little fun with this.
That's right.
We're going to celebrate a lot of great achievements. We're going to have some fun. Greg's going to try to not double book 2 dinners in one night.
Well, it is a tough date for me. It's the same scenario as last year, but I'm going to make it work, Scotty, because it's a great night, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I won't double book. I'll make sure that if they want to take us out for commissioners dinner, they'll do it on Tuesday night, because I think the 4th is a Monday, correct?
Yes. So we've got that, and then at the annual meeting, nothing major. A couple of minor resolutions, which I think. One's a little major. They're going to talk about a dues increase for the first time in 40 years. So $25 dues increase, which I don't think there would be an issue with that. Cost of living, everything's went up. We haven't increased it in 40 years. And then another one is just a minor classification, where if once a person is PGA president, they get into a new A25 or something along those lines. Neither one was I didn't think was going to be that big, and I'll find out more at the district meeting. They're having town halls about it right now, but neither one was crazy. So, and then we'll probably kind of find out who the next wave of individuals running for secretary would be. I think it's going to be very interesting because the last time we had 3 worthy people running for secretary and 2 withdrew by August. So it was Nathan Cardin's last man standing. So clearly it's a pretty big obligation. And so I'm interested to see who all puts their name in the hat.
Well, just think of what you're going through.
Yeah.
I mean, and now put that on a national level. I had a chat with Ryan Hanford at the fall scramble, and I could sense on him of like, right, of you're trying to run your own facility. He was secretary, VP, pres, now past pres, and it's like it's a big commitment in there, you know, when you go through it. So I think anybody who thinks that it's just for the glam and the glory, you need to second guess that. And understand that it is a pretty intense position. Plus, don't you, Scotty, have to give the financials?
I do. So, you know, Phil Anderson is so great at the financials. So I got big shoes to fill. I'm thinking I might as well get with John Tillett for an afternoon and we hash this thing out. The one good thing that I would say is I think the section's in a very strong financial position. Junior golf was another record year. So I don't think there's going to be the one thing that I'm going to continue to announce is we have money to give away to our section members for programming. It is, I wouldn't say it's endless, but there's quite a bit there. And the amount of applicants that we get is so few. So take advantage of it. We got through the license plate in George Waters, we give probably over $200,000 a year in grants, Greg. And we're still, and that doesn't even make a dent in what we've got. So.
Well, Scotty, I know we put you on the spot there for a long monologue and a lot to go through, but we appreciate all the work that you do for the section. I give you a hard time on a lot of things, including your jackets and your haircuts, but we appreciate everything. Yeah, you're looking pretty good today. A little private country club again. But we appreciate all that you do for us. Tone, I know it was said at the at Indian Hills, but I want to say it in this forum too. Great year. Kaylee, for all the work you do with pumping us up. I know that social media, I get asked all the time here at the club, why don't you put things more on this and more on that? And I'm like, that takes time, believe it or not, because when you post something wrong, which I'm sure you've done, you go, now I got to correct it. Now I got to fix it. Now I got to send it back. And then it's a nightmare by then. And you're already into the next project. And so what you guys do for us, super appreciate it. It makes for a great year. And I hope that you two in particular get a little bit of off season and a little bit of rest, because I view your jobs a lot like us golf pros, where you're ready for a little decompress when all's said and done. So there's my little monologue. It's just a big thank you to the 3 of you for what you guys do for us. So anything else for the good of the order?
Yeah, I echo your sentiments to Kaylee and Tone and the entire staff. It's a crazy May to the beginning of October. And yeah, we held it together pretty good and had a great season. And now it's like we've turned the page and now it's like planning for the next year. And that's another thing we got, Greg, section planning session, November 20th and 21st. Put that on the calendar. So
Scotty,
we're not out of the woods yet. Yeah.
what about November 5th?
Oh, November 5th. Yeah.
That's a Sunday.
Yeah, Greg, what are you going to be doing that day?
November 5th, I'm probably going to church, maybe a Vikings game.
Are you going to get up early and watch a certain race?
Oh, we almost forgot. We almost forgot. This is huge news. We've had now, I want to set this up a little bit. No, I'm not, by the way, just so you know. Anyways, we've had a lot of people. We've had Don Barry on the show. We've talked a lot about running, which again, I don't know why any sane human being wants to do that. But Scott McDonald right here, and many of you know this, but if you haven't, is going to be part of how many PGA members, Scott? Is it 12?
17.
17 are going to run. I don't even know which one. Is it the New York City or the Boston?
New York City.
No, why didn't you choose the Boston Marathon? Is that later?
No, because this is a PGA Reach team that has been formed. I think it started about 2015. And they've selected PGA members from across the country to be a part of this team and raise awareness and funds for Reach each of those years. Some of the individuals on the team now have ran it a couple of times. Obviously, this is my first time running the New York City Marathon. I've ran Twin Cities twice. Most recently, like 14 years ago, I was a little slimmer, had a little more hair, a little faster too.
You wore that silly little necklace that you had, the little beads.
Oh, the hemp necklace? Yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah, okay. Greg's going to have another heart attack, and that's another reason why we run, to prevent heart attacks and cardiovascular health.
Picture.
No, you don't need to find the picture. Maybe we could blow it up for the annual meeting or the fall meeting.
This is on the awards banquet. We're gonna have to talk about how much money you raised, and we're gonna show that.
No, we can put that picture on every single table at the fall meeting and say, "Can you help donate to this blonde guy's fund?"
I'll find it and send it to you too, because I didn't mean for this to be an inside joke. I think everybody deserves to see Scotty when he was in, I think he was 18 or 19.
Senior year of high school.
This picture, you guys, you go, that is not Scott McDonald. And by the way, just so everybody knows, you were not super interested in golf at that time, correct?
I loved golf. I didn't play on the high school team. I was cross country and track.
You were a runner. Okay, back to the New York City Marathon.
Yeah, so there's 17 of us. November 5th. I've actually been training the first time ever for a marathon. Last week I ran a 20-mile run. I got 10 this week, and then I got 20 next week, and that's going to be my last long run. And then we kind of taper it down, like they say in the running world. So I'll take it easy. And then, yeah, we go November 5th, and yeah, so this is the first time. I'm proud of the fact that I'm the first Minnesota section member to do this. There's a couple from Nebraska, a couple from California, Arizona, all over the country. So we have monthly calls just talking about our training, our fundraising, and kind of the week of. It's crazy. Like, I can't just get dropped off at the starting line because it's on Staten Island, and they close it off. So you either got to shuttle in or take a ferry in, Greg, to get to the start line. So it sounds like the toughest part of the race is actually getting to the starting line, because 50,000 other people are trying to get there too. So you finish in Central Park, you go over 5 different bridges. It's going to be a beautiful run. I just hope it's a little cooler, and we hope that we don't have anything that happened like the Twin Cities Marathon, where it's too hot that you can't run.
Okay, Scott, what's the winning time typically for one of these marathons?
Well,
running?
The world record was just set Sunday. 2 hours, like 35 seconds. Yeah.
2 hours and 25 seconds?
35. That's 26.2 miles. I think if you run the numbers, it's probably about a 4:38 mile for 26 miles. Greg, you could keep that pace maybe for 100 meters.
All right, hold on. We're going to have some fun here. All right, Tone, we'll start with you. Guess Scotty's final time The best is 2
Oh,
hours.
oh,
The
oh.
best is 2 hours and 23 minutes. So we're going to try
23
to guess.
35
I'm
seconds.
sorry. 2 hours and 23 seconds. So basically 2 hours.
Yes.
Right? All right, Tone, what do you got? What do you think Scotty's going to run it in? Or do you want, should I start? Maybe it's not fair.
You start, Greg.
Then you guys can go over under.
Okay.
Okay, so
let me. Okay, you guys just go in blind because this is going to be comical what you're guessing.
you want to throw out some.
I feel like I got an inside scoop.
Yeah, Kaylee kind of does, but that was a 10-mile run, so.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, let's start with that. Scotty, tell us what you ran 10 miles in. Then we'll base off of that.
Let me pull it up.
We don't have much time left. Come on. This
Yeah,
is my
I'm
fault, but I
pulling
think this
it
will be
up.
fun.
10 miles on my birthday in an hour and 19 minutes.
Okay.
Now that's 10 miles and I'm running at a faster clip.
So I'm
You
gonna
can't
start.
even do math.
I'm gonna start off with 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 46 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, to the seconds.
Bailey.
Okay. Scotty, my favorite number is 3. So I'm gonna give you 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds.
Love it. Tone,
Yeah.
there's some room in between there, or you're in a nice spot here, or you can go higher or lower than
I was thinking just slightly higher than Kaylee's. 3 hours, 44 minutes, and 52 seconds.
all right. Scott, what's target goal? Now tell us target.
So I found out Monday, one of my good buddies from college who lives in New York City is running in the marathon as well. And I said, what's your goal time? He said, around 4 hours. I'm like, okay. He's like, what's your goal time? I'm like, if I'm feeling good, I'd like to run around 3:30. But for sure, I want to break 4 hours. So I think Greg 3:17, if I run that, that'd be like me winning the golf champions by 10 shots. That's gonna
Scott,
be
can you do 3:17?
no.
Impossible.
Let me like if you pull up marathon pace, 3:17 is like, let me see here.
Okay, no is fine. Can you do 3:33?
I can do 3:33. 3:17 is 735 miles. Not gonna happen. 3:33 is about 8:15s, which I think I could do. 3:44 is 8:37s,
So
and 4 hours is 9:15.
What's career best for you?
My career best, I've ran in the 3:30s twice. Granted, one was when I was 21 years old, and one was when, the hemp, and again, slender. Hadn't even had a drop of alcohol in my life. I was just a specimen. And then 2009 was the other one. So that was in the 3:30s. But the 2002 one, I was running at sub 3 hour pace through 18 miles. I didn't train at all. And then I just hit the wall.
You had
It
to
was
walk.
brutal.
You had to walk.
I got passed by a guy from Alabama who was 65 years old, and he looked like he was crawling, but he was actually running. And he passed me, and he said, "Hey, bud, gotta go take a number 2. I'll catch up with you later." 2 miles later, he passes me. A 65-year-old guy from Alabama. You can't make it up.
All right, we gotta sign off here. That's a great way to end. This was Club Pro Chatter Season 6, Episode 7. Thank you to Tone, Kaylee, Scott. Don't forget about the Blizzard Best Ball, sponsored by the Club Pro Chatter podcast group. Scotty, one more item, go.
If you would like to support my journey, at the New York City Marathon. I think there's a link through Easy Reads, through my Instagram, my Facebook. Donations, it's for a great cause. Like, I'm doing it because I got involved in this year, PGA Hope. And a lot of those funds go to that and national initiatives to help us grow the game. So any support would be great. And there it is.
Oh.
And I did not throw the shot put back in high school.
Good job, Scotty.
Good
We're
way to end
proud
the
of
show.
All right, thanks, Scott. Didn't mean
That's perfect. This is Scott McDonald signing off. Club Pro Chatter will be back later in the year with the awards and announcing those winners. Have a great day, everyone.